following message is being transmitted at the request of the Boundless PodTrap movie review and the guys of the BPT. What you are about to hear contains spoilers to movies. If you don't want to hear these spoilers, please disengage your listening device at this time. If you can't handle those with a possible differing view on a movie, you may also want to disengage your listening device at this time. Stay tuned for a movie review that only the guys at the Boundless PodTrap can give you.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hey, hey, hey.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
What's happening? Before we get into this episode, we have to make a really quick phone call.
Oh, I'll see what I can do real quick.
Yeah.
All right.
God.
You'll understand why in a minute.
Are you using 10-10-3-2-1?
I'm trying. See if this... Yo. Let me cut the music real quick.
Oh, no.
Lemonhead, is that you?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear us?
Why is this not working?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. Well, this is the Boundless PodTrap. For those of you who don't know, this is Lemonhead from the Mighty Misfit Kings. How you doing, bro?
One race. I am fine. I am cool. How you guys doing?
Good. We want to call in and kind of get your permission for something.
All right.
So we're covering Justin picked Black Dynamite for us to cover tonight.
That one.
Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
You're familiar with Black Dynamite, right? Michael Jai White.
I am. Yes, I've seen it once, a long 1,000 years ago.
So we just obviously we're four really white men. We're wondering if we could borrow your black card for tonight.
They're white. I'm olive.
That's very true. Yeah, sure. You can borrow my black card for the night.
Okay,
So you're gonna front us some N-bombs and all that, right? He's like, hell no. Okay.
Oh, shit.
He's like, see what happens.
We just want to. I'm Canadian, so I'm actually translucent. I'm beyond white.
I think I'm going to stay white for this episode.
So appreciate it. Thank you, bud.
I'm still on for the barbecue, right?
You are still on. Well, I got to hear the podcast first.
Jeremy is eating watermelon, though, so he's trying.
He does not have grape drink, though.
It's delicious.
It's purple drink. Get it right.
That is true.
Who's got chicken?
I ate some chicken earlier, so we should be good.
You had some chicken earlier. Okay. Was it fried or was it baked?
Oh, it was fried as fuck.
Okay. That's good.
Can we get a what's happening?
What's happening?
So I can't put you on the spot like that. I'm sorry. But now we're going to get into this movie review. Wanted to say what's up. I guess this is kind of like our honorary induction. I don't know. Across
Crossover.
BPT, Mighty Misfit Kings, the core.
Yeah. We are on hiatus, but we do have the core going on, me and Cairo.
We've been tuning in. I'm liking it.
Have been tuning in, yeah. Yes. In fact, we have to get back in the studio here after Mother's Day to do another one.
That reminds us.
Looking forward to it.
Happy Mother's Day. It's already passed by the time this comes out, but...
And my birthday.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to hold you up too much. I know you're working.
If you feel comfortable saying nigga, you go right ahead and say nigga.
I will not be saying that.
When you say it out loud like that, I think it's
Puts a realness to it.
I'm just going to cut that part, and anytime we need to use it, I'm going to put your overlay over it. So cool.
Here you go. But not ER. Don't say
No.
the R part.
Goodness, no.
Oh boy.
I like to roll my R's. Is that cool?
No. Then you sound like a Mexican saying it.
Okay. Boom.
See now, yeah. Then that just offends two groups of people.
We'll try not to do that. Boom.
Yeah, trying to.
Hey man, it's good talking to you. We'll catch up in a bit. We're gonna get this movie review rolling, and we will
Get it knocked out.
Yeah.
It'll be Dynamite.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
Sorry to interrupt you while you're doing your kung fu.
You guys have fun reviewing that black exploitation movie.
Yeah.
It's a goodie.
This was Justin's pick. Just putting that out there.
We might here. When's the last? You said it's been a while since the last time you saw it. If you could rate it from a 1 to 10, what would you rate it?
I would rate it probably, since it's supposed to be like a parody of the black exploitation movies, I would rate it like an 8. It was a pretty good movie.
We're gonna factor that into the our actual
BPT rating.
Yeah.
Sweet.
BPT rating, right? Yeah, yep. And I know Cairo's seen it, and he would probably give it an 8. I don't know if Proof has seen it, and I know Tokyo. I guarantee it.
It'd be right up his
Too many
alley.
black people.
Too many black.
Bo, that's what's up.
That's what's up. Yeah, fellas. Well, you enjoy yourselves. You have fun doing that.
That'll work. Good hearing from you.
And I look forward. All right, fellas. Y'all take it easy.
Have a good one, man.
You too,
Take
my
it easy.
brother.
Later.
All right. Peace out. Keep sending.
Will do.
Keep sinning. Done.
Ascending. All right, take it easy, man.
Well, keep sending. Yes, definitely. And keep us sending.
Perfect.
Boosh.
Perfect. All right, guys.
All right, be easy.
Peace.
All right.
I forgot to tell him it's morphin time.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. So I guess
Are we
I don't
morphing
have to
into
say,
black people?
It just, does it work like that?
I don't know. We got the black card for the day.
I mean, like you do have. Well, I mean, one of them morphs into a Black Ranger, like the Asian one morphed into when he was. What was his name? Adam?
Adam. Well, he was black originally.
Well, yeah.
Zach, and then he turned to an Asian, and he's a frog, like the one you kissed
I'm a
to
frog.
get a handsome prince.
So I guess it goes without saying that we are doing, was it 2009's
Correct.
Black Dynamite.
Black Dynamite.
Black Dynamite. How dare you interrupt me while I'm doing my kung fu?
I fucking love this movie. I want to hear your guys' reviews, and I think it's obvious why I love this movies. I think you can find so many different parts in this that it's just, I mean, it's something for everybody. Maybe not kids, but
Yeah,
Since I missed the last podcast, I didn't know whose pick it was, and I thought it was Justin's. And then I started watching. I'm like, this can't be Justin's. This seems more like a Lonnie pick. And then, then there was Asian guys in the end, and I'm like, okay, it's Justin pick. So.
That wrapped it
welcome
up.
back, by the way. Welcome
Yeah,
back.
Yeah,
it's good to see you back in studio.
Yeah, I had a little family thing that I couldn't
Hold
get
on.
out of.
You guys can riff. I'm going to say bye to my wife real quick.
Okay, go for it.
By the way, we are not in our studio anymore.
No.
We're out of that place. So we're in Justin's basement. So
Yeah,
if
we had
you
to
hear
move from-
kids,
I
that's-
moved into Justin's basement.
We had an actual studio we had, but before that we were in Lonnie's studio, but then we got kicked out of that one because Jeremy and I kept on leaving panties over there, which was shared space with Lonnie and Lonnie's wife. And Lonnie's wife didn't like that, so
They were Lonnie's panties, so she should have known that.
I'm sorry they didn't fit
you're
you
right.
guys.
They were very, very stingy. Yeah. So, anyways,
I got distracted. Somebody was bending over on the stairs, and it wasn't Crystal. So I can look.
who was it?
I don't know.
A girl, another girl?
Yeah. There's like 8 people upstairs right now.
I feel like when we announced this movie and while we were talking to Mark, I feel like you're going to be very uncomfortable during this review.
Oh well, if N bombs are getting dropped, I definitely will be. But
I feel like
Justin,
you're that.
Whose butt was that?
I
Yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to be Jeremy's, like, I don't know.
I'm not uncomfortable with it. It's just
that's his thing.
I thought Mark was gonna have us go around the horn and say the N word for him. I was like,
Come on, you
I
can
don't
say
like
it.
it. I
You
don't
can
like
say it.
all right,
Did you give a rating? What was your rating?
we haven't.
We
gone.
haven't.
we
We're not
didn't
nearly
start.
that far.
You were
Oh, you
gone,
want me to
you were
do
gone
that?
for 30 seconds. Like,
Sorry.
And I got distracted by a butt.
Well, we know you're giving it a 10, Justin, so we don't have to worry about you. And
Is that my rating?
I'm really intrigued, like how you are with these movie ratings, where you break things down and find the meanings and stuff. If you found meaning in any of this stuff, I will be very surprised.
So when he said,
The thing is,
"Yo, interrupted my
Did
kung fu."
anybody read the synopsis yet? For
The
those
only-
who don't know,
No, we
we'll
did
get
not.
into that real in a second. But the only meaning that needed to be broke down in this did break it down technically.
M&M's.
Mars candy.
we were talking about that before you got here.
Little Richard makes your dick smaller.
And what is the slogan for Anaconda Malt Liquor? Anaconda malt liquor gives you woo! Gives you what? Woo! And who else is famous for woo? Little Richard! Who? Little Richard! So, what they really saying is Anaconda malt liquor gives you.
So are you reading the synopsis before we go and give our ratings? Or
We can do that.
They
Let
call
me-
me cream corn because I'm so smooth.
I got to get all my notes out for this.
Same. I know I had like a.
I don't have a lot. I do have my titty ratings, so look forward to those.
Yeah, we were greeted with 3 amazing pairs of titties.
Four.
In this movie theater.
All right, so for me, there's so many reasons why
not
I
at the
love this
beginning.
movie.
No. Greet it, yeah. And then there was a fourth one.
There's 4th one later down the line.
My own description of this is going to kind of be riddled throughout, but the Internet Movie Database description goes as follows. Black Dynamite is the greatest African-American action star of the 1970s. When his only brother is killed by the man, it's up to him to find justice.
Justice.
That sounds like an IMDb
It is.
synopsis. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's very
But-
generic and
I think that also kind of works for this movie because it is a very generic. It's pretty much a copycat of all the other like black exploitation movies way back when. But yeah. Director Scott Sanders, writers Michael Jai White, Byron Mins, Scott Sanders again. Also stars Michael Jai White, Arsenio Hall, Tommy Davidson, a whole bunch of other like really good, like the cast of and some of TV is on this. Like a lot of people that I grew up just like the writing is just phenomenal for me. And when I first saw this, I didn't know it was written by Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White has been one of my favorite all times, like growing up. Ever since Spawn, I've kind of been on
So you
board.
spawned a love for him?
Yes, I spawned.
The movie's going to be bad enough. Keep that shit in
What do you
line.
mean bad? Sorry, that was delayed. But
Well, you are running the board.
yeah.
well, I have to cycle over.
He's got a lot going on over there.
It was also
Hey,
for the
his-
first time.
His desk is like made of like 14 different things around the house.
So many. Oh, you talking about just the wood itself?
And your pull-up bar and the
I got my pull-up bar as
TV
the
tray.
base.
I gotta
think
admit
there's, like, a
though, some of
paperclip.
these, the shit he put together to make this makeshift studio is like MacGyver-esque awesome.
It is.
1000%.
You like the clamps on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
shelves?
This,
Which-
I feel like this is our first time doing a podcast. This is how we should be getting more elaborate with things. And
I feel like
think
we
we're-
went too polished, and now we have to bring it back because
Yeah.
it's like we're losing some of our.
I think there might be a middle ground.
Bring
but
it back to our
No,
roots.
no, this is it's nice and cozy and intimate. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can smell each other. And I
Yeah.
do apologize. I was telling you guys earlier that I had like some ramen with some kimchi in it. It was like 1 part ramen, 2 part kimchi.
I think I dated a kimchi.
You stop it. All right, so ratings. We'll go back into this. You are correct. I am going to give this.
We
A
gotta
10.
say it for there it goes.
why do you look
Because-
at me like that?
I had to find it. I had to scroll through. But no, I mean, like, it has the action. I love the. I mean, like, it's pretty much a mockumentary or a mockety, a comedy. Comedies are mockeries.
Not great. He's stroking out early.
14 minutes in.
First podcast.
Not again. But yeah, no, I mean, like, whole bunch of one-liners. It's got the martial arts. I mean, it's choreographed by him, written by him, Michael Jai White. Yeah, it's got a lot of familiar faces that a lot of people like. Partial cast of Forrest Gump. I mean, you get Bubba Gums in here, which I loved his death. Well, it wasn't really a death because he came back, but his death scene. But yeah, we'll get into that. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah. So I was when you first told me that it cost $4 to watch this movie.
It didn't. You could get it for free on Hulu.
Yeah, that's where I found it. But
What?
I was like pissed. I
What?
was like, what the fuck? I'm not spending
Son of
money
a
to watch
Support the artist.
to watch what I thought was a Justin pick, and then like I said, once I started watching, like this can't be. But yeah, I didn't really know what to expect with it. I knew it was supposed to be a comedy type movie, but as I quickly got into the first scene, a couple things happened which we'll get into later that made me bust out laughing. And as it was going on, I've realized, okay, this is the type of humor that I really do enjoy. I don't want to say it's like the Airplane Naked Gun type.
It has elements.
It has elements of it, but it's
it's not.
toned down,
Yeah.
and it's more not as ridiculous, but is
It
ridiculous.
is. It's
but-
toned down, but it's also blown out.
yeah, exactly. And so
It's darker, and I don't.
I really enjoy. I just got that. It took me a second. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty funny. There was one part in the middle where it kind of lost my attention for a little bit, but quickly gained it back. So I think I'm actually on board with Lemonhead. I'm going to give this an 8 as well.
Lonnie?
Yeah, this fucking movie. The first time I watched it, I sent you the message and I was like, what the fuck did you just make me watch?
It was amazing.
It was, at first I didn't appreciate how great it was because I watched it and I was like, oh, I feel kind of bad watching this because I was still on my like white horse of justice. Because like blaxploitation movies are wrong. And then I started watching select clips of it because they were in my head all day. And then I watched it again and I was like, this movie is fucking fantastic. Fuck white knighting this bullshit. This is great. The only thing I didn't like about this movie is like they would mix, like if they would have left it just straight blaxploitation, it would have been fucking funny. If they would have left it straight like slapsticky, like with the boom mic and stuff like that, it would have been fantastic. The fact that they mixed them was fantastic, but I don't think they did it quite well enough. Like, I wish that would have been
they went hard on certain scenes,
super heavy or super light, and I think that they're too much clutch, too much break. But I'm right there with Jeremy. I say 8 as well.
Sir John?
So this was a movie that I had seen maybe one or two scenes. Our friend Danny Stewart was big on this movie when it first came out. And so I never, I'd show up to his house and it'd be on or whatever, and I wouldn't really pay attention to it. But I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't at that time because while this isn't like the greatest movie ever made, I was entertained thoroughly throughout this movie, and I really didn't think I was going to. I had my expectations like, I'm gonna probably rate this a 2 or a 3. Like I already had that in my head. I was like, this fucking movie, man. So I think that helped me enjoy it a lot more. It was funny throughout. It was cheesy throughout. It was just super, super entertaining. There's a quote from a critic here. I don't have his name, but he said, Black Dynamite is funny enough for the frat house and clever enough for the film buffs. And I think that's a perfect description of it. So I would give it an 8 as well.
Boom. Even with Lemonhead's rating, that gives us a BPT rating of 8.5.
Nice. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's one of our higher ones.
Yeah, it is.
So 10s and 8 across the board. 4 8s and 1 10.
We should really, with this, we should really get more black listeners listening to the BPT.
We might get one.
Not anymore.
So, like
we're going to get a black one.
We're going to get our minority count's going up.
This makes fun of a lot of the stuff. And there was a few scenes like John and Lonnie were kind of, and I we're talking on, and we're going to get more deeper into this. But like, I mean, it has a simple premise, but then it goes everywhere. And I feel like one of my only complaints with this is that it almost seems as though it rushed an ending, but that's how these sorts of movies are.
Right.
It's like you want to get all climactic at the end, and then it's like, and then this, it's another layer, it's another layer. It's like the fucking president,
Which is weird because I feel like you said, I felt the ending was rushed, but I also felt like it was the perfect length.
It
was the perfect ending though.
So it didn't go past.
And I think that's part of it.
It didn't go past Lonnie's thing.
They said it perfectly for me.
But his thing is mainly for like horror movies with a time limit, right?
Well, it's like it's the perfect length of a movie is that hour 30 range.
And then for all of us, our attention span within the first 3 minutes, we already get 6 sets of, or I guess 3 sets, 6 titties.
Different ethnicities too. Ethnicities.
All right, we're all having strokes now.
I was messaging Justin when I was watching this, and whatever he had said, and I'm just like, well, the best part so far was the black lady's big old boobies. And
I'll get to those in a minute.
Right after I said it was the part where he freaking like kicks the door in and sends the old lady flying across the room. And I'm like, all right, this movie's got me.
This is going to be great.
I like these like serious actors playing like not necessarily comedic roles, but like they're
say Arsenio Hall is a serious actor.
Like not many of these people are serious actors, but like they're trying to play serious roles, and it's like
But they're giving it their all.
not that
100% giving Goofy their all.
They're trying to be schlocky with it. You know,
They're me and you and Junior.
They're like, what are you talking about? That's not how this goes.
I guarantee you they love it though because it's so different than any other part that they play,
easily.
and it's just something that they can just have fun, like how it was on the set of Unemployed. It's just fun.
Exactly. I was thinking about a lot of this humor is just so random and just I wonder how many it was improv, like
on the spot,
that we just throw out like we did in Unemployed.
Ah, the old pie trick. I didn't remember that from now.
Whoever they got to play Reagan, that at the end was fan-fucking-tastic.
Nixon?
Nixon.
Yeah, it was Nixon.
Yeah, Nixon.
Yeah.
His look and his voice, and when he's like,
that was kind of a. I mean, we'll get into that later. I'll discuss that later. So we start off with introducing pretty much the thing on the spot. You know, we got Leon
titties right away.
Anaconda malt liquor, the only malt liquor to be approved by the government. It gives you. It gives you.
I had watermelon in my mouth.
Try it with watermelon.
I think that counts.
That makes it even more authentic.
That's fucked up. So yeah, no, it has that 70s feel. The professionally amateur angles, I think. Yeah. It's like, as we were talking about in one of the, the Air.
Yeah, we discussed about Air, that scene with Marlon Wayans. You're like, what is this?
Yeah, what the fuck was that? It's serious. Like, it was like so close up, and it was like not even. I don't know. It was weird.
We were talking about how good Air was. That
I heard that.
Week,
I heard that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like the angles that they choose, I mean, like I said, they're professionally fucked up like that. You know, and like again, one of the biggest thing that kind of broke me for like a month. Every time I thought back to this movie, I'm like, that's so fucking stupid. Like they have a boom mic in it, and our main actor, Michael Jai White, Black Dynamite. Dynamite. He's looking at it while he's trying to recite a very serious line.
Well, that's the best part is he hits it. It was so unexpected.
He stands up into it.
He stood up and like, boom. It was like, what the fuck? And he keeps going.
Registering it though.
But then it's like
you
30
see it
seconds
the whole
after
time.
he's talking, all of a sudden that's when he like glances up at it.
But his eyes are so big, like trying to get all serious, and he keeps like his eyes are going straight.
That's one of the parts that I'm talking about where it's like it's a little too sticky. Like
I love
if it wasn't quite
perfect for that era of shitty, cheaply made fucking.
You only get one take type of thing.
But I'm saying like it needs to be more prevalent, like not just a
they
little bit.
They sprinkled it here and there. Yeah,
it needs to be either so much more or just a little hint here and there. Like I think they overused it, or they needed to use it so much more.
Right,
like that's what made it an 8 for me.
It was a great bad movie. I think it was supposed to be a bad.
That's all my list is, Lonnie. Is basically the ridiculousness of like the boom mic and stuff like that. It's just,
fucking hilarious. I'm so glad they were in there. I wanted more.
Notice it as much as you guys did. Like I noticed it, but I don't know.
It's a few shots.
Took it as
that one was very obvious.
Yeah. That one, I think that shot was in there to make you
that and when they cut after the slap. That was funny.
So Byron Mins, the guy who pretty much is like a ripoff of Dynamite. I mean, he's every time he opens his mouth, he has to rhyme.
It's fucking Black Dr.
Most
Seuss
every
over
time.
there.
Yeah, most every time. There's one time where he's like, he has nothing, so he's just like stops. But there was a part where he's at the pool hall and he slaps one of the guys, and it's a darker actor, and he's like, "Motherfucker!" And then they cut, and it's a lighter skinned black guy,
and then he like karate kicks him or whatever.
Right.
The part that I laughed at the most because it reminded me of you, Justin, and something you would do, like one of your characters was when he's got the nunchucks. And he's like, his eyes are just like flinching.
That's why I put his eyes are flinching the whole time he's doing it.
It's so stupid because Michael Jai White is pretty proficient with nunchucks.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like the way his character is, it's just so, it's the little nuances, the gestures and stuff that I think that sells the whole character. But
that, and when he's doing the chase, he's chasing
and Bubba
Tommy. What's it? Tommy Jordanson? Is that
Tommy
his name?
Davidson?
Davidson. When he's chasing him and stuff like that,
and the obvious stunt double.
And the two Asian guys carrying a stack of eggs.
And then they like chuck the eggs,
throw it at the end.
Yeah.
Oh God, good stuff.
It's the very small things, I guess, with this that I think
100%.
it sells the whole thing.
Right.
And it's like a National Lampoon's thing where it's like if you're looking in the background, you can kind of see some more stuff. So watching this twice might give you did watch it twice.
I watched it twice.
You should just watch it once.
To watch it again.
And this is your second watch. I've probably watched it like 20 times already. Not within this last recording, but liar.
My favorite part of this movie, hands down, was the pivotal, like, not climax in the movie, but the kind of like detonation of the movie where he finds out his brother was shot, the whole kung fu part and like everything in that, especially where he's like, get out of here. Oh, yeah. Everybody get out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
How many times I told you not to call here and interrupt my kung fu?
It's bad news, Dynamite. It's your only brother, Jimmy. He's dead, Dynamite. Jimmy's dead.
Scram! Scram! I said split! Shake the scene, you turkeys! Get out of my house! I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, well, we'll bring this back. So, starts off, Black Dynamite's brother, Jimmy. He's working undercover, although Black Dynamite does not know this.
Correct.
So, little Jimmy, I'm your 18-year-old Black Dynamite.
Jimmy, I am 18-year-old Black Dynamite, and you're my 16-year-old kid brother. And you are high as a kite yet again.
Mom, you make sure you take care of your brother and make sure he doesn't do drugs.
Wait, so he gets plugged full of bullets at the very beginning of this, and I like how they have to go check to see if he's dead. You know, it's like they're getting what you see, like 2, maybe 3 shots, but they fired how many shots? It's that cheesy 70s feel, and.
I love the bullet. I haven't seen one of these in a long time.
And they keep on saying the same thing. Licks it. So 3 minutes in, like I said, we get into the titties.
Yeah.
So, John?
So my tit review for this one, the white chick, she was kind of small, so I only gave her a 2 for her titties. And the Asian chick,
her face was good.
No, her face was definitely the best. And actually, I don't know. I think the Asian was probably the hottest, but she only had a 6 for her titties. And I gave the black chick in that opening scene a solid 8 for her massive mammories.
I already gave her 9.
I mean,
well, the nurse
the areolas
later
were
in the
kinda
movie,
big.
I give a 9 too. So
the areolas were kind of big on the black chick.
They
You gotta
were,
admit
but
that.
sometimes that works depending on how big my mouth
the
is.
darkness of them.
There's
I had an X who added it. You know, it works out.
so there was
black chick 8, Asian 6, white girl
Charmaine
2.
Star was the Asian chick in that
Yes.
one, in that first one. We do have.
I now follow her on.
Don't wake
Pornhub.
up the other bitches.
You're gonna wake up the rest of the bitches.
I know. I'm sad we didn't get to see those bitches' titties.
They would have been in there. So we
I
have
know. That's what I'm
Justine Jolie. She was the woman in the pool.
Titties.
We got Charmaine Star, the Asian chick. And even the way that they're named or credited in this, I find hilarious. They do that throughout. Stacey Adams, who was the nurse.
That was a nurse. Yes, I also follow her on Pornhub now.
Erica Vushin, she was the black chick in the beginning. Charlotte Stokely,
How many O's in that?
white chick too. Nicole Ari Parker, she's not a porn
Wait,
star.
her name is White Chick too,
She is white.
and I gave her a 2 on her titties.
Charlotte
That's
Stokely?
interesting.
white chick too.
White
She
Chick
wasn't the
2 got
first
a
white
2.
chick in the 3 minute.
Oh.
That was actually it might have been.
I don't know.
And then Nicole Ari Parker, she's not a porn star. Those other 4 were porn stars.
Yes.
But she played Mahogany Black. She's done nude sings, but she's not a porn star.
Not yet.
Not yeah. In my mind, she is.
She might be now.
Oh,
I want
it
to
has
say
been
one of those
14 years.
little girls might have been
Excuse me.
have done. They're of age now,
Oh,
but you know, it's quiet now. Yeah,
quiet. That's a lot of cats have that name.
My mama said my daddy's name is Black Dynamite. So did my mama.
Oh, hush up, little girls. A lot of cats have that name.
But yeah, no, all the little one-liners on this.
my daddy's name is Black.
I was shocked that this was 2009. I thought it was a lot earlier on. Like, I thought this was like maybe early 2000s that this came out.
Nope.
No, it was
2009.
it's 2009. So he goes looking for Nipsey, kind of how in the beginning
I was looking at Nipsey's
the whole time.
Yeah.
Bong.
So and he kicks through like the door, and then the grandma just like flies across the room.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's like he's so, I don't know if you want to say matter of factly, like he has a mission and he goes to complete his mission. Kind of how like when he went to Vietnam.
Which
And the little boy, he was like
saying, he said Chinese like a million times.
Yeah. It's like, obviously it's not he's not Chinese little boy. He's like, I knew what the little boy was saying. He's like, Bokasao or some shit like that.
But I could tell.
Which actually meant you're full of shit. Yeah.
He looked up at me. His little Chinese eyes burned right into my stomach, deep into my soul. He said something to me in Chinese. Like, Bokasao sounds like some cartoon shit, but I understood it to be a question that he was asking me. And I don't have to know how to speak Chinese to know what that question was. Why, Black Dynamite? Why?
That was one of my favorite memories. It's like he's being so serious with it, but he's also doing like the voice.
That whole story was just ridiculous. I know that's weird to say in this whole movie that is ridiculous, but probably the second most ridiculous conversation, and we'll get into what the most ridiculous conversation is there.
That's probably my favorite conversation.
Easily.
Who the hell's interrupting my kung fu? It's one of the more notable lines in this.
Yeah, because Lonnie said it 48 times already since he's been here.
We missed a continuity issue of when he brings the money to the lady and she's got the tear. Black Dynamite's there. And it's not there. And then the next scene it's there. And then the next scene it's not there. Oh, Black Dynamite, you take such good care.
I just thought of another scene that's ridiculous. That
Scram. Shake the scene, turkeys. I'll see you tomorrow.
When he disguises the bear reading the paper.
That was the
pie on the windowsill.
Yeah.
Can't believe I fell for it.
There's so many ridiculous parts in this movie.
It's meaner than two fat motherfuckers wrestling over pork chops and greens. So, yeah, what's his name? Bubba Gump.
We just call him Bubba.
Chicago Win. He was played by McKelty Williamson, another Forrest Gump alumni. There's a few Forrest Gump alumni in here.
I'm just mad I didn't get to shoot the N-word in myself.
Do I have to drop Lemonhead's input in there?
You can cut it in if you want.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
I almost tried it, but I'm like, nope. My ancestors would be very angry.
At the pool hall, did you guys see the ass backwards list where it says the price per games?
It was like $1 per person.
Yeah, it's at the Hip Pocket Pool Hall. There's $1 for one player, $2 for two players, and then $5 for three players. It might be 3 and above, but the whole scene is attributed to the 1972's Trouble Man with Black Belt Jones. He confronted the same pool hall thugs in that movie. So they used a lot of inspiration from Dolomite, Black Belt Jones, all that.
Sorry, I'm not up on my blaxploitation kung fu movies.
Sorry. We'll try to fill you in here. Get you right.
Get me right.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
We also got introduced to Cream Corn, played by the infamous Tommy Davidson. Again, he was...
You know why to call me Cream Corn? Because I'm so smooth.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm running things. I'm running things. Cream Corn. That's why they call me that. Smooth.
They did have a deleted scene in that, which did you guys watch the whole thing and see the outtakes and
I watched some of them. I didn't watch all of them.
No.
There was a few of those that were pretty funny. I would definitely recommend anybody who enjoyed the movie to go back and watch to the very end, because there were some genius shots in there. Some stuff that wasn't even planned, like the part where one of the thugs at the donut shop, the driver, that was an accident that his car kept rolling. And then he had to get back in to put it in brake.
Well, speaking of the donut shop, I think that actually might have been the scene I laughed the hardest at, is when he shot the guy in the donut suit and the donuts just
wobbles like a coin.
How'd you know? Donuts don't wear alligator shoes.
So also, before that, we also get introduced to Aphrodite, and she's like, I get off at 15 minutes. And he's like, you right about that, sugar. I mean, he's pretty much a James Bond who's pretty much banging everybody, or trying to at least. But one of them's trying to be more of a prude, our main chick here.
It does say 3 players or more, by the way.
Does it?
Yeah, I'm looking right at it.
Well, even still, $5 for 3 players?
That's amazing.
What happened to just pay for yourself and then join a table, right? But yeah, even the music. Did you pay attention to the music in this? All the music is pretty much describing what is going on. Like the part where he goes to his brother's funeral. He's like, the music at the funeral is like, I can't believe that my little brother has passed away.
Oh, yeah. I don't know that I recognize all the music that way.
I can't believe my little brother has passed away.
I
Was all of it? Every single song in there?
Pretty much. They do.
See,
it
I'm gonna have
again
to
when
watch it a second time just to catch on to things like that.
O'Leary, again, the guy who he
I'm
tricked with the pie thing. O'Leary kind of he's trying to jump him back in to see if he can work with, because there's so many different players in this. You got the cops, you got the feds,
He
you got
reinstates
the
his license to kill.
Get him back.
thugs,
CIA.
You even got the mafia, you got the government, everything. You got little Chinese triad, whatever. They're trying to get into everything.
On Kung Fu Island.
Black Dynamite is just trying to figure out who killed his little brother Jimmy, his adult 30-year-old Jimmy, or whatever, however old he is.
I feel like that's where R-Truth got it.
Little Jimmy.
He was doing that before 2009, though.
No, he wasn't. It was 2010.
Was it?
Yeah. Was it?
Maybe. So O'Leary gets refused by Black Dynamite, and then Black Dynamite kind of goes back and asks that he's saying he's going to help him. And then he's like, I can't have you going around leaving the trail of blood or river of blood.
2011.
He's like, I'll just make a little puddle.
Oh, yeah. Let's make a little puddle. I did enjoy it. That was a good joke. Solid joke. I loved corny, stupid jokes like that.
That, and also at
That
the
was a
pool hall,
solid one.
when he jumps up and like does a little kick to the light, it's also like a tribute to Kato, Bruce Lee's character in The Green Hornet. You might have seen it in The Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. Next movie, we're not going to do that one yet.
You.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta wait,
coming.
You got to wait 4 movies.
4
Or
movies
3
before,
movies
before we do another martial arts movie.
3 months.
Is it can I do?
This next one's not martial arts at all. It's quite opposite, actually.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Kickboxing?
Rock climbing. Spelunking.
The monologue with Chicago Wind, like he's speeding off, but he's looking over the driver's seat, like watching the back.
Oh, yeah.
And there's sharp turns going over like this little mountainside or whatever with like the rails and stuff.
Yeah, where the
And he's taking off. It was one of my favorite things. So the vehicle ends up going off the edge at the end, and they use that same
Twice.
shot. Yeah. So it's very cheesy because that's what happens in like those old 70s movies is they use the same shot. Like
It
if
happens
somebody
in
dies.
fucking Michael Bay Transformer movies. He uses the same fucking scene and he just changes things.
Where's this supposed to be taking place?
All over. That's the secret.
In Harlem.
Where in the fuck is there mountains in Harlem?
That's probably the.
That's part of
done
the
on
joke.
purpose.
Yeah, that's part of the. You
So-
take this movie too seriously, Lonnie.
I'm having trouble suspending my disbelief.
Don't think
Your
about
immersion is done.
it. If you don't think about it, it makes sense.
Okay.
So we have another guy. I think we've seen this guy twice in a movie review. I want to say he was in a Stephen King movie, Mike Raffaelli.
Gesundheit.
He was the Don, of the Cabozzi family. That was the guy who was in The Office.
What? Craig
Wasn't it?
Robinson?
You're talking about the guy that's in. Well,
He was in Dumb and Dumber.
yeah.
Yeah.
How the hell they know I got gas?
He's like, fuck, what was this line in The Office? I'll send it back. If the bread is off the salad.
I'll send it. But yeah.
All right, so Sally Richardson Whitfield, introduced with the Power to the People speech, known from Altered Carbon, Black Lightning, voicing gargoyles. She was one of my cartoon crushes way back when. And
You sick son of a fucking bitch.
with Elisa Mazza, my cartoon crush. Is also in Star Trek, the psychoprojective telepath. She does a lot of good roles. I like her. Good actress.
Roles.
Yeah. He was in Cat's Eye.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the guy eating the sandwich.
Yeah. I've been trying to put it together since he said that. I'm like, what the fuck is he from?
Again, most of the entire cast of this entire
from
thing.
the betting one?
Yeah. With the man on the ledge.
I'm not
He was
picturing him in it.
He was eating the sandwich pretty much standing at the doorway.
I'll Google
Pretty sure that
it.
was the same guy.
It definitely was, yeah.
All right. But yeah, no, most of the cast have had significant roles on like daytime TV. There's X-Files and CIS, Martin and Living Color, Mad TV. Yeah.
John Sally, I've seen at the Funny Bone twice. He's hilarious.
Is he?
Yeah, he was on like in Living Color or some one of those TV shows. He's in this movie. He's Coach
Good on
X.
him.
Yeah, no, he's super funny. The fuck was that show he was on?
Oh, going to the militants. So he sneaks into the militant, pretty much walks behind, and the militants are like, how'd you sneak in here? Or something like that. And one of them, he recites all of his like action parts. He's like, sarcastically. It's like, oh, fuck. The militant turns sarcastically. The militant turns startled. And again, it says sarcastically.
Excuse me, brothers. The militants turned startled. This is private. How'd you get in here? Now let me speak to the man in charge. Sarcastically, I'm in charge.
That was kind of his thing. The other militant was kind of like silent the entire time. He didn't have any lines. One of the other ones, you need to shut the fuck up when grown folks are talking to you.
I'm sorry.
When your so-called revolution starts, you call me, and I'll be right down front showing you how it's done. But until then, you need to shut the fuck up when grown folks is talking.
It was kind of an homage to the Mac.
Holy
Pretty
shit,
much using
fuck.
the same
happened?
exact lines.
What just happened?
Oh, that's Lonnie's table.
You sat at the wrong table.
I can get
My
car.
hands are up here. I'm not doing anything. Holy shit, that scared me.
I can get a car wrench if you want to.
Believe that. Believe. That's what made me think of that when you did that. I love that movie, Blue Streak.
A federale.
Isn't that Martin Lawrence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dumb Wilson, Luke Wilson.
What am I?
He's been telling a story, and when
He's like,
Jeremy put his
"Believe
hands up, believe that. That's what I thought.
Oh, I need to watch that movie.
It's good. I don't know if it's on anything. Right?
Anyways, that was Luke.
Not Owen.
So yeah, up to now we got Black Dynamite. He's going around trying to find out who's behind the hit on his brother Jimmy. He's got his ex-battle buddy, tells him that Jimmy was actually on the force working undercover. Black Dynamite was under the impression that he was all caught up in drugs. He was trying to, he was kind of feeling that guilt as though
It's on Netflix.
did not stop him. You got the government, the mafia, and the street thugs are all in collusion. And behind all of this is pretty much the drink that was sort of fashioned or arranged by like the Chinese scientists and stuff like that.
Anaconda malt liquor gives you. Wasn't as good that time, guys. So you're a little off.
Do it again while it's fresh.
Black Anaconda malt liquor gives you.
We're all like 3 different tones. We can't go high enough.
Just cut the first one out that you guys messed up.
How would
Do you know that gag was inspired by the myth that Church's Chicken was putting poison to kill black people in their
It's pretty much the same. They're using the common drink to try to
Anaconda malt liquor. And I love how it's malt liquor.
What is
so you're
the
like? Of course, it's malt liquor.
Fuck, what is that? Was
I don't
it
know,
like
man.
red lining or blue lining or something like that?
Anaconda
Where-
malt liquor gives you a little dick.
We'll skip that one. So Black Dynamite, he takes a bullet to the investigation inside his dead brother's apartment. They got the music again, which I thought was pretty funny.
Nice.
And I love how descriptive it is, as I was saying.
Somebody broke into my dead brother Jimmy's apartment.
Somebody broke into Jimmy's bed. Are they still there? Sucker could be anywhere. In the streets or uptown. I got a feeling I shouldn't be hanging around.
Then he gets approached by some more thugs, and he has like a 6-shooter, and he shoots 18 shots. And it's like, it's movies. You can do whatever you want.
In anything.
So Gloria, there was the chick at giving the speech trying to help out the
Not the orphans. I was an orphan.
Orphan. They got no moms and dads.
Now the dope is everywhere. It's even in the orphanage.
Not the orphanage. I used to be an orphan.
You ain't got no mommy and you ain't got no daddy. You're an orphan. Orphan! 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 Orphan!
No, not the orphans.
So she puts up a wall with Black Dynamite. She thinks that she can read him like a book, and she's distraught taking in the 3rd kid into the hospital.
This is me smiling.
He's overdosed on smack. It's the 3rd one that's overdosed on smack in the orphanage. But
Ha! I threw that shit before I came in the room.
that's one of my favorites. He's all serious then. Ha ha! Motherfucker! So yeah, he goes off the hinge when he goes back into the orphanage, and he sees all the kids just like slapping their their inner elbow. It's like,
I found a rat in your couch.
Thanks. Whoops.
you crack a
I
rat?
think the girls put that there.
Trying to scare me.
Another thing, this is the second time we've done a movie review where they've done that Indiana Jones behind the little gong type thing. They did it in Tom Yum-Goong or The Protector, and he was doing that behind the donut, shooting, using that as the guard or the shield or whatever. Euphoria, That was one of my favorite lines in there too, when he goes back into the pimp house and he's like, Euphoria, shut the fuck up. I know that was you. I didn't even have to look at you.
And then he like pauses like, oh God.
Don't worry about tomorrow, mama, because tonight.
Dynamite's gonna make everything all right.
Euphoria, shut the fuck up. I know that was you. I ain't even got to look. I should send your ass back to Crenshaw Pete with his hot-ass coat hangers, bitch. Would you like that?
Right after that, was it Gloria? She's like, you're the nicest person I ever met.
Yeah. There's no Iron Revolution in team.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to send you back to Crenshaw's Pete with the hot hangers.
Hot hanger line through it. And she just like cowers back behind the wall.
Coat hanger abortions and stuff like that.
Oh, what?
Did you? Well, that's what the hangers.
Y'all don't say that.
Did you see
That's
that?
How I had my first one.
Crenshaw Pete. That was Euphoria's original pimp, or the last pimp. He was actually.
I sell drugs to the community.
Black Dynamite. I sell drugs to the community.
I'm declaring war on anybody who sells drugs in our community.
But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community.
This was a more quotable movie than I anticipated, for sure.
And fuck, Reno 911, man, with
Yeah, that's like the second thing I've ever seen him in besides Reno 911.
He's an awesome actor too. Like, I don't know. He reminds me of somebody I used to know with his buggy eyes.
The guy that delivered the pizza?
Actually. So yeah, Bokeem Woodbine as Black Hand Jack. Jeremy probably thinks that he's Dave Chappelle, but he wasn't. They're two different people. So
I don't know.
Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight was in this.
Brian McKnight.
Yeah. And I started back at one, like a dream come true. 2, just wanna be with you. 3, make you fall in love with me.
Creepy part is all I saw were your eyes.
Yeah, Arsenio Hall was introduced as Tasty
Freeze. That's the best name in the whole movie.
Was that Arsenio Hall where they did that though? Who?
No, that's
The show?
Gorilla Cage at the zoo.
I think so.
Okay, now that's a lie.
Yikes.
Yes, it was
I think you should flip over the black card. Make sure you read all the fine print rules. I don't think that was on that family values card we got.
Whoops. We didn't get full rank for that.
Gives you what? There we go.
So yeah, Chocolate Giddy Up. That was his name. Cedric Yarborough.
Fiendish Dr. Wu, you done fucked up now.
That's one of my favorite lines.
No! At long last, a friendship bonded by the struggle against a man has been brought to an end by kung fu treachery. Brother, your death will not go unavenged. Fiendish Dr. Wu, you done fucked up now!
I say that to my girls all the time.
You done fucked up now!
You should go upstairs
Black
and do that right
Dynamite,
now.
I sell drugs to the community.
Oba Babatunde as Osiris, the pimp elder. Not to steal Lonnie's title.
Shalom.
Aren't you pimp elder?
My pimp hand's strong if you don't count the arthritis.
He's like, we need to collectivize. Collectivize. That's not a
That's not a word. That's a word that Justin made up.
I think it was Bob Keyshawn who was also in there. I'm pretty sure that was the exact Bob Keyshawn who played the Kangaroo Jack. He was Pimp Kangaroo Jack or Captain Kangaroo Pimp.
Yeah, the actual actor that played him.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was him. He's not credited in Internet Movie Database or even on the back of the credits. I'm like, that's
really?
Yeah.
He probably didn't want to be attached to it, but
why
thought
not?
It was too funny to pass up.
Huh. Was he that wholesome?
Who was the doctor? He looked familiar.
He was.
I sent you in here for a urine sample.
Can't go putting titties like that in
You
front
send
of
her
me.
in there with these titties? What do you expect me to do? How's my x-ray?
Oh, that was another thing that was
The
kind of messed
second
up.
time this week.
So the doctor comes in and he's like, the bullet went straight through.
Paul Hayes, that's who plays him.
And it's like he's bandaged in the front, but if it went straight through, he doesn't have a bandage on the back. So did it go straight through or not?
3 inches to the left, you would have been dead. 3 inches to the right, it would have missed me completely.
Breathe deeply, baby. Yeah, Dr. Dynamite, hear that? But I think you're running a temperature. Let me see if I can find a thermometer for you.
I don't know what this doctor I've seen him in. It's just like random stuff in TV shows like Parks and Rec and King of Queens and stuff. Just like one episode's off. I don't know.
Like
He just looked familiar, I guess. He's one of those guys like, oh, yeah, I know that guy, I guess.
there's one of the lines where it looks as though he messed it up, but he's like, "There's no I in revolution." Team.
Yeah.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Sorry.
Quit recycling shit, Justin.
It don't make me no. Don't make me no. Never mind.
The orphans.
There ain't nothing in this world that makes me madder than some jive-ass sucker selling smack to kids.
So at this point, Black Dynamite ends up facing the mafia. Raffaele, takes his car, throws it off the thing, which we use the same montage shot of the car going off again. He ends up obtaining the congressman's black book, which has pretty much all the drops and stuff of all the drugs, because they're trying to find where the drugs are, and they don't yet know that it is the malt liquor, the Anaconda malt liquor that gives you. There we go.
That scared the shit out of me. I was thinking of another scene coming up, and you guys did that. Whew.
You're welcome. Keep you on your toes. So the Zodiac sex scene where it does more of a animation.
Taurus was boring. This is
Scorpio
69.
wasn't even on there.
69. I mean, I'll take it, but shit.
69 should have been Cancer.
Right?
Sideways 69
That's
is
what
my soul,
I agree.
Sahid, the leader of the militants, played by Phil Morris. John Kerry, who plays the chief, was also in Dolomite. So, yeah, it's kind of a run back. Black Dynamite is modeled off of Dolomite, written and played by Rudy Ray Moore, with even more over-the-top humor, violence, and subject matter. This one is. Anyways. Gunsmoke. He got the weapons and the truth serum, and they used a pacifier for his little dick.
Yeah.
So when they broke into the compound, the military compound or whatever, and they were uncovering all these bottles, and he's like, you got to get some of these malt liquor, and he's just down. He's got a 6-pack. He's got a few, 2 liters or whatever, and or fifths or whatever you want to call them. And then they break
40s.
into they have my favorite scene, which is the diner scene where they're actually breaking everything down.
It took 5 minutes with the most if you want to talk ridiculous, to get from point A to point B and the in between, that was ridiculous. And then
This is probably one of the reasons why I like this, because it's
it was great. Like, don't get me wrong.
I feel like when you were watching this, you're like, this is probably how Justin breaks down regular movies.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could see that.
Remove the S.
So we find out that Operation Code Kansas was a drug that they put into the Anaconda malt liquor that shrinks your junk, targeting only black dudes. This was actually inspired by the church's chicken, which John said earlier. But yeah, instead of poisoning, it's trying to kill people. It's just shrinking your junk.
That might as well be poison for them.
Yeah, they're like,
do you want me to put you out your misery?
Do you want to die? Do you want to die?
Anaconda malt liquor gives you a little dick. Should we kill him?
Man, do you want to live? I said, do you want to go on?
I'm blacker than the ace of spades. I'm more militant than you.
Going back to that diner scene, fucking Tommy Davidson, the way he delivers certain lines, and they're like, "Bitch, do you see us?"
It just don't make no damn sense.
Hey, sweet thing. You know it don't make no sense. It's a service round this motherfucker. Bitch, do you see us?
Did you say chicken and waffles and that guy what was the shop that guy had before?
It was the donuts and
chicken. Hot dogs? No.
Roscoe, it was his spot. He was what was it?
Donuts and something else that don't make sense. And then that same guy, he's like, chicken and waffles, that's it.
And he's like, I got it. And then he runs into the back because there is a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what it's supposed to, I think that one kind of goes lost on a lot of people, unless you're in certain areas where a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles is. But yeah, no, with that scene, they break down like Greek mythology. They try to use words backwards. They trying to figure out what the diabolical plan is. And then things kind of ramp up a little bit.
Chili and donuts.
Chili and donuts. That's what it is.
Which sounds good. Although in the Midwest, we do like cinnamon rolls and chili.
Well, we have yeah. I mean, Runza does.
Yeah, Runza does chili and cinnamon rolls.
So Dr. Wu, he went over to the island. He was the man behind the whole thing, which makes Black Dynamite go to Kung Fu Island. It's so generic. So after finding out that his old partner O'Leary backstabbed him and called the order for his brother's death. So O'Leary was behind the whole thing. Well, the things of which was the most important to him the whole time. So, I mean, this is also sort of pretty much ripping off Enter the Dragon. You see a lot of the elements, even not just with the Kung Fu Island, but also with like Nixon. I think that is very Enter the Dragon as well.
Your knowledge of scientific biology transmogrification is only outmatched by a zest for kung fu treachery.
I should have known you'd be behind this fiendish Dr. Wu. Your knowledge of scientific biological transmogrifications is only outmatched by your zest for kung fu treachery.
Yes. Yeah. And he's so serious with it.
I like how the one guy, he's just like all of a sudden after he's like, I'm thinking about giving this up and starting a family. And it's just like, okay, he's dying.
So yeah, like I said, it's pretty much like Enter the Dragon. You got an evil man at the top with all the lower bad guys, ends up fighting around the palace at the end of various weapons, and even the movements of both the President Nixon and Black Dynamite. They're very much Bruce Lee's Lee and Qian Shi's Mr. Han. But this one has a lot more pimp slaps. And even the line where he says to fiendish Dr. Wu, the same line that Jim Kelly says in Enter the Dragon. He's like, suddenly I would like to leave this island. Which Jim Kelly with the fro.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And with the yellow gi.
They threatened to fire me. Speaking of fire, suddenly I'd like to leave your island.
No! Mr. Han, suddenly I like to leave your island. It is not possible. Bullshit, Mr. Handman.
And I love those, the old school kung fu stuff. Like, I loved like Kung Fu. You ever watched that? It was on like, I think it was MTV. Kung Fu. It was like an urban dub of old school stuff, like Box Cutter. Like,
that sounds like a show Justin would watch.
It's hilarious. But yeah, it's like hold my threads. No, you got to watch it. It's hilarious. Maybe that'll be our next one. So Black Dynamite, he was called out for his extraordinary kung fu, but his rage made him adapt a similar art of Wu's treacherous kung fu by using Wu's own bladed boomerang against him, which was what Lonnie said earlier.
Yeah. Ha ha! I threw that. What was it?
I threw that shit before you walked in the room.
Before I walked in the room.
I threw that shit before I walked in the room.
You ever see the what was it? The guillotine, the flying guillotine, where it's pretty much like a birdcage trap type of thing that kind of takes off people's heads. It's an old school movie. The Legend of the Flying Guillotine, I think it's what it's called. I forget exactly what it is. But it was pretty schlocky. Cool idea, but I mean, like all the zooms and back and forth and stuff. And they utilized that with the fight with a treacherous Dr. Wu. And, it's like back and forth. And yeah, it was so stupid. Richard Nick, he was behind the whole thing, tricky dick.
Like the ghost of Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
He like mentions him earlier and then he comes and saves the day.
And they even have John Wilkes Booth Derringer in this one. That's what he used to pull it out. That was the actual one, which we already used that in another movie review. That was the same match flintlock pistol that we used in Prey. No,
it's true.
Which was also in Predator. Don't look at him like that. That was...
I missed him.
Oh, okay.
That was a longing look.
Oh, okay. Was it?
Sure.
Sarcastically. I don't know about that. That was a militant. Never mind. Dr. Wu, he was found to actually be working on a larger scale hired by the government. So Kung Fu Island was just a minor thing, which he thought was kind of like the end game, but it wasn't necessary. And at the very end, Black Dynamite beat him with his own dismembered hand.
I loved it.
When you beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker or with that same motherfucker's motherfucking appendage, then...
When you beat a motherfucker with a motherfucker,
yes. Or Dr. Treacherous Fiendish Wu. Just his, when he tries to escape from the initial fight with Black Dynamite and then his bodyguard follows him and he's like, what the fuck? Yeah.
You're looking for me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So how'd you do on that little midget girl you sent out? She kept coming up short. Solid joke.
I liked how they're mixing like traditional kung fu with comedy and making it in the style of the traditional Hong Kong flicks, which I think was done superbly in this one. But like the effects, the sound effects, the poses, like they went over the top with it when it needed to be over the top. It was hokey when it needed to be hokey. And what are you doing? Is your heart rate getting up there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You see those titties again?
Yes.
I got titties popping up on my watch.
What?
So Nicole Sullivan
I need a titty watch.
played Nixon's wife at the end of this, and they do like the
I'm spending more bail money than I'm getting tail money.
little pose.
Sorry, I'm just looking at quotes right now.
Clasping at the legs of what was his last speech? It's like, when something needs to happen, I'm going to be there, and he's talking off,
pointing the gun.
Yeah, and she's like looking off, like, what are you talking about? But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I got to go replace the chain on my nunchucks and oil the bearings here, so we'll wrap this thing up.
Flinch your eyes.
Yeah. Actually, my nunchucks are upstairs. Sorry.
So what would you guys change?
I don't know. I mean,
well, yeah, you gave it a 10.
It's hard to change something in a random movie like this.
Right.
You could just say it could be more ridiculous. It could have more of that Naked Gun airplane type of humor in it, but
right.
I don't know. I think you can't ask for a better Black Dynamite. He played it fantastic. I think everybody played their part the best that it could have been done. It's not one of those ones where I can look at it and be like, yeah, somebody else would have been a better character, but I don't know. I don't think there's really anything I would change
except for Bo Keen. You would say Dave Chappelle might play a better Bo. Never mind.
Yes.
Why? Sorry.
What do you, John? Spit it out, because you're so giddy right now.
I can't. I'm trying, but
you're gonna say a certain word, aren't you? Well, I'm out. See you guys later.
I wouldn't change much at all, honestly. It's not something I would watch every time, but this was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it'd be funny like 3 times, and then it's like,
it would definitely get old for me.
I have watched this many times, and it's like, because it does close fast to an ending, I kind of like that it is a quick ending, because it's like some of the best stuff is earlier in the movie. A lot of the better slapsticky stuff is like, it's right there.
Yeah.
It's only like a few of those really good lines, like, you done fucked up now. It's like him going off the hook in the end there. I'm like, hell yeah, like you're getting a totally different unhinged person, where he was extraordinary at one point and then he just let that rage go. It's like it wraps itself up and it kind of sets it up for another one, but it's like, is it worth it? Or,
Yeah. I mean, it's 2 completely different characters.
Right.
Like he went from wanting to avenge his brother to wanting to get drugs off the street. It's like a completely different.
It's relatively the same, because his brother was also in a way tied up in drugs, either on doing it or not doing it, selling it or not. Like it just depends on the perception of, well, he's undercover, but I don't know. There's not really much I would change. I do have a favorite, least favorite. So somebody titled it "Embarrassing and Horrible" by, was it Mimi by As Phil? Maybe whatever. After only the first 5 minutes, I literally wanted to jab out my eyes and cut off my ears. This atrocity is the worst movie ever. How did this pile of celluloid feces even get made?
Celluloid
feces? Wow.
I don't know.
I'm guessing with cameras and a production crew.
Is that another word of saying, or phrase of saying piece of shit? Celluloid piece? I always think of, what is the AFI song? Celluloid Dream? Or
Dreams. Yeah.
Okay. I love that song. Good song.
You would.
Yeah.
Is that you, Lonnie?
What the fuck? I thought that came from upstairs. I got booted off your Wi-Fi, apparently.
Do that again through your bottle so it's muffled. Oh, boy.
What does it give you? Wow. We all failed there.
Oh, I thought you were talking to just me. I'm like, I thought you said, what did he give you?
Herpes.
He gave me a cookie. What you want, cookie?
A lot of cats.
Put the cookie down!
He's got a cookie right there.
All right, Jonathan.
It's not very good.
What is your movie?
So, for our next movie review, are you ready? Did I cue you up?
I'm good.
Okay, perfect.
It's going to fuck it up anyways.
This is the one I've been wanting to do for a while, but it wasn't really streaming, so I didn't pick it, and now it's finally on Netflix. So we can watch 2014's...
Holy shit.
It's like you're a goddamn wizard.
I mean, I did it. Do it again.
Precog. This is where I leave you.
Oh, okay. Stop laughing.
It's got Jason Bateman, Tina Fey, Adam Driver, Rose Byrne, A lot of other names you guys will recognize.
Assuming it's comedy.
Yeah, dramedy, a little bit.
Boo!
I know. I don't think Lonnie's gonna like it too much. I think Jeremy's gonna like it. I think Justin's gonna have a lot to say about it.
Fuck.
And I will not tell you what I think about it, but obviously I like it. But
I gotta find time. I'm gonna be.
Lonnie's gonna give it a 2.
That's not true.
Yo.
Absolutely.
Lonnie, no.
Sometimes I want to play with the tablet.
For a little bit. Why am I talking into the microphone?
Connie-chan.
I'm at home, so.
Yeah, like I said, you guys will recognize a lot of names.
And it's
faces.
called what
It's
this
got
again?
Adam
This
Driver
is
in it. So.
This is where I leave you. 2014's. So.
I'm
yeah.
excited for it, just like I was excited for this movie. It'll be pleasantly surprising.
It'll surpass
Okay,
your...
I'm back to the
I have like a million ideas for ones I want to do for my pick, but
Same.
I want to do
this
something
one I've been
like
wanting to do for a while, and finally it's streaming, so I'm not going to charge you guys $4, even though I paid $4 and I didn't know it was on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
I'm thinking about trying something different for mine, where I pick a movie, and instead of what we do is we do like a YouTube thing where almost like Mystery Theater Science, where you see us as we're watching it and we're commenting as we're watching it, and then we give a review after.
That was kind of one of the things that we wanted to do.
Yeah, didn't I say let's stream on Twitch?
Yeah.
Our review one time.
Kind of like a, what do you call it? Fuck,
We're
what
all
is that other?
We're all kind of in the same page here. If you were here last time, you would know these things.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if that got recorded because the board was fucking up when we were talking about it.
The board was, or the fingers that are controlling it?
No, that one was the board.
If you watch
this, anything.
If you watch,
He was touching lots of
Probably
shit.
sounded really good then.
There's a good like 10-minute dialogue where he forgot to turn us up after one of the songs.
Was there?
It's not 10 minutes, but it's a few minutes. You're like, wait, hold on, that wasn't recording.
Oh, yes.
It just comes in and I say like butt munching because
It was.
that was
I
one
just
of the lyrics
didn't
of your song.
undo our thing.
Yep.
Whoops.
Classic Justin.
I don't.
You keep us young.
All right.
But yeah,
Let's get out of here.
I felt like this movie would have inspired you to want to do a little bit more filmmaking too, I guess, with this.
Well, it definitely made me want to really get Unemployed W2 going.
Yes.
Eventually.
But we need some moolah for that to
you know what
happen.
Unemployed 2 is missing?
Don't say it.
The music
There's
is going, I
not
can't.
though.
Let's end this fucking
There's a big
podcast right
scene
now.
for that.
Oh, that's true. Whole church full of them.
Turn it off.
Thank you guys.
Peace.
Enjoy.
Bye.
And
in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.